So in a scenario where you're looking at paying $300,000 for a home, you're getting maybe 70% of your needs and wants list, 30% you're not getting. So
I would almost say a fixer-upper at that price.
Yeah.
There's going to be stuff that like the roof's probably a little bit old.
Yeah.
Maybe the furnace is at the end.
Yeah. You may have a 1-car garage versus a 2.
If you have a garage.
If you have a garage, that sometimes is converted. You may need to be doing a bunch of updating on the inside of the house. So then if you're in that position, do you just sit and wait, and do you rent for the versatility of it, or just that you don't want to stretch yourself too thin? I mean, what do you do as a buyer?
I think it depends what your goals are, because I've said many times, I don't think everyone should buy a home. Even people that can, I don't think necessarily should buy a home. If you're wanting to travel and kind of be a nomad, and you're going to be traveling across the world, you actually it might be better for you just to rent, because you might be able to find a really good deal in some parts of the world, and maybe it's a little bit higher here, but it all kind of works out. Maybe you want to invest more and you live in a area where you have good rent, and buying a house would use all of your investments, but you want to retire early and travel, or do, I don't know, whatever you want. I always say travel because that's what I want to do. And that's kind of the scenario that I think of. If you don't want to stay in one place for a long time, it doesn't really even make sense to buy a house, unless people say, well, then you can sell it and get the money. Well, yeah, you can, but typically houses bring in, 3% appreciation a year. Obviously, that's been very, very different these last few years, but typically that's what we're going to see. You'll get more by investing your money then at that point. So it really depends what your goal is. And I do think home ownership should be attainable for everybody, but I don't think everyone should do it. I don't think it fits for everybody.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point. It should be attainable for everybody, but it may not be the right option for everybody. But there should be something out there for everybody to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, Shannon? I mean, do you just hunker down and wait for the right property, or do you go ahead and sign a 6-month or a year lease? If you're in that scenario, or you can afford maybe $300,000, but you're really not finding what you want. I mean, how does that?
Yeah, it might make more sense to rent. The market always changes. The market always, there's ebb and flow. Now, there's some times where you should have bought a few years ago, and we saw that, pre-COVID. If you were sitting on the fence before then, and then you decided you wanted to buy during COVID, you probably missed the boat. You probably made a mistake. Mm-hmm. But hindsight's 2020, but yeah, I mean, I think that if you're not getting what you want and you're really in a pinch right now, prices are elevated. I do think we have kind of grown and grown and grown and grown. Now it's changing direction right now. So right now, I think it's a good idea to just sit and wait if that's what you need to do.
Stack your chips.
Yeah. Save more money for your down payment, wait for more stuff to come on the market, wait for interest rates to drop, all these things that are going to come into play and start changing for the better. That's going to make the optimal time to buy.